All right, greetings, great learners, and welcome to Get Smart with Stanford. Today, in this video, we are going to be solving for x. In mathematics, we often need to find the value of an unknown variable, and the most common variable that is used in mathematics is x. When we solve for x, we are trying to find the number that makes the equation true. An equation is a mathematical statement that shows two expressions are equal. Our goal is to isolate x on one side of the equation using the mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and factorization, amongst others. And in grade 10, we will solve equations such as linear equations, quadratic equations, equations that require factorization. We'll be solving two equations simultaneously. Let us go and look into it and see what it has in store. And by the end of this lesson, you should be able to find the value of x step by step on each question. All right. So now let me give you the questions for you to see, and then we can start dealing with these questions. I just want to show you how easy mathematics can be. A lot of people have been saying that mathematics is a difficult subject, mathematics is this, mathematics is that. But trust me when I say mathematics is easy, and it had always been easy. As long as you give it time, more attention, and you practice every day, you definitely are going to excel in mathematics. Okay, so the first one that we've got is this equation. I will rewrite this equation on the right hand side for us to deal with. It's px plus qx equals a, and here we are required to solve for x. So solving for x means we need to separate x alone from all other things. If you look in this first term, we've got x. In the second term, we've got x. So that means we've got something which is common, and that common factor is x. So we take out the common factor x, and what is left in the brackets is p plus q. If you multiply out these, you get px. If you multiply this one, you get qx. So if this is the same as the original equation, that means you have extracted your common factor correctly and you are free to continue. If you don't apply the correct methods of mathematics, then you are going to lose it. So let us go deep into it. Now we've got x and we've got the brackets. What's inside the brackets is p plus q. So for us to get rid of p plus q, or to remove p plus q so that we are left with x only on the left hand side, we will write x as it is, and we are going to write p plus q as it is. Actually, I should have done this in the same step, and we divide both sides by p plus q, because what you do on the left hand side also needs to be done on the right hand side. So on the left hand side, we'll see that we've got something that is the same on the denominator and the numerator, that is p plus q. And because we are multiplying, you don't just cancel, you cancel when you are multiplying, and we are free to cancel these. On the left hand side, we are left with our x, and on the right hand side, we've got a over p plus q. This is very correct, and we've managed to leave x on one side of the equation x alone. So in this case, we have solved, and we've got, they say it's 2 marks, as you can see on that question. So this set of questions are the easiest, where you need to get all your marks. These 15 marks, I can boldly say that it's for free. It's been given unto you. All right, let's look into the second one. They say solve for x if 2x squared, beg your pardon, let me write it here. Solve for x if 2x squared minus 5x plus 2 equals 10. Wow, this looks so nice. It really looks so nice. But because our x squared, or the first term here, has got a coefficient which is 2, what is it that we're going to do? We need to follow a number of steps in order to get to the factors. First, let us extract them like this. Our value of a, which is the first term, is 2. The second, in the second term, we've got minus 5. And the third term, which is our constant, we call it a constant because it is not a coefficient of anything. There's no variable that is multiplying onto that constant. Then our constant is 2. So you're not even telling me that, yeah, I said this is equal to 10 when it's actually equal to 0, not equal to 10. I beg your pardon on that one. All right. So we multiply the first, which is a, and the last term, which is c. And a times c, that is 2 times 2 equals 4. It's fine. Now, we need to find two numbers that will multiply to 4. This one. Two numbers that will multiply to 4. They'll give us a product of 4. And those two numbers must add to minus 5. They give us a sum of minus 5. So what are these numbers? If you multiply minus 4 by minus 1, you are going to get a positive 4. And if you add them, minus 4 minus 1, you are going to get minus 5. So that means we are winning. Now, okay, we are going to split the middle term. Which term is the middle one? Is this one, minus 5x. We are going to split it in this form, where we'll have minus 4x minus x, which will add up to 5. This is one of the easiest methods to get your factors. Otherwise, you're going to struggle the whole day, or you're going to use other methods. It's not the only method, but it's one of the easiest, even though it may look the longest. So now we are going to split the middle term. The middle term, the first term is 2x squared, and the middle term will say minus 4x minus x. We did not change anything here because minus 4x minus x is still giving us minus 5x. That means we have just written minus 5x in a different form that will allow us to get the factors. And we continue with plus 2 equals 0. So now we are grouping these factors. So if we can group this one, these, and these, we are grouping them, and then Actually, I think we should not group them like this. Da, 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 da. So on this one, the first one, you're going to have 2x squared minus 4x. We group these ones. And here we'll take out this, we'll have minus into x minus 2. If we multiply this x, this negative, or we can say -1, by what's inside the brackets, we're going to get exactly what is on top here. So we have factored out correctly. And in these first brackets, we've got something which is common, which is 2x. If we take out 2x in the first term, we're going to be left with x, and in the second term, we're going to be left with just -2. We close the bracket. We continue with it as it is. But when you look into these two terms now that are separated by a minus sign, we still have something which is common, and that is x minus 2. And if we take x minus 2 from this, we'll be left with just 2x. If we take x minus 2 here, we'll just be left with -1. And if you multiply out these things, you must get the original equation which you have on top there. So now we have factored out our equation, and we can now solve for x easily. Do not forget to equate these to 0 all the way down, because otherwise you will end up making mistakes. So now we've got the factors, and then we can say x minus 2 equals 0, or 2x minus 1 equals 0. X, and then we transpose. Transposing means we are taking something from one side of the equal sign to the other side, and then it changes its sign. Here we had x minus 2, it now changes to be positive 2, or 2x equals positive 1. Now we divide both sides by 2 in order to leave x on one side alone. These 2 will cancel, and our x equals 1/2, or half. So that's how easy this question can be solved. Now we're going to look into the next one. Now let us look onto the third one. It says 1/2 to the exponent 3x plus 1 equals 32. Remember, 1/2 can also be expressed as 2 to the power -1. Okay, let us apply that here. We say 2 to the power -1 into 3x plus 1. And also 32 can be expressed as 2 to the power 5. So what have we achieved here? Our bases are the same on both sides of the equal sign. So what we can do now is drop the bases and equate. We are now equating the exponents. On the exponents, we've got -1 into 3x plus 1. which equals 5. So this minus 1 will multiply what's inside the brackets and we'll have 3x minus 1 equals 5. We are going to transpose minus 1 to the other side. It's going to change its sign and we'll have on the left hand side minus 3x, and on the right hand side we're going to have 5 plus 1, which is 6. And here we need to divide both sides by minus 3 so that we only have x that is left on the left hand side. Minus 3 divided by minus 3 is 1. They cancel out each other and we are left with x equals 6 divided by minus 3. It's minus 2. That's it. So now let us get rid of these ones. And do the next one. If you've watched this video to this far, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, share, like, comment, and we are able to move forward. 2.2.2, they say we are given minus 11 is less or equals 3m minus 8 less than 4. And then 2.2.1, they say solve for m. How do we solve for m in an inequality like this? Okay, the first thing that we need to do is to transpose minus 8. This time around, we don't only transpose to the one side. We transpose it coming here and here. So what are we going to have? We transpose to both sides of the inequality. So it's going to change the sign from negative to positive. We're now going to have 8 minus 11 is less or equals 3m. Remember that we have removed minus 8 and transposed it to both sides of the inequality. And now we are only left with 3m less than 4 plus 8. 11 minus 8 minus 11 is minus 3 less or equals 3m less than 8 plus 4 equals 12. The next thing that we're going to do here is divide each term by the coefficient of m. So we are dividing by 3 on each term. So what are we going to have now? Now the first one, 3 divided by 3 is 1. Remember, we've got the negative, so we've got negative 1 is less or equal 3 divided by 3. They cancel out each other. Then we are now left with m, which we are solving for, and 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Now we have solved for m because the aim was to leave m alone, and it's now alone in the middle. So we have solved that one so easily. Now let us erase this and go and check the next question. Remember, at the end of this video, I'll give you my contact, the email address and the WhatsApp number that you can contact me on to ask any question which you may not have understood or anything else that you are encountering in your mathematics grade 10, wherever you are. They say, hence, write down the number of integers satisfying the inequality. Remember, the inequality that we got is minus 1 is less or equal. Once they say or equal, that means the minus 1 is also included. It's less or equal to m, which is less than 4. It's not less or equal to 4. So the equal to 4 is not there. It's less than 4, meaning it will never be equal to 4. So 4 is not included because they didn't say it's equal to. So let us check now which integers will satisfy this equation. So we've got -1 because -1 is included. Say, write down the number of integers, and we've got 0. We've got 1. We've got 2. And we've got 3. We can never have 4 because this 4, they did not say that it's equal. If we had an equal, less or equal, then 4 would be included. But now because we don't have 4, we don't have equal to, then we don't include 4. So, but the question did not ask us to list the integers. They say write the number of integers. How many integers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was just for us to find out how many integers are there. So the number of integers is 5. There are 5 integers that will satisfy this inequality. Now let us look onto the very last one. And the very last one, they say solve for x and y if they give you those two equations. We are solving for them simultaneously. And the first equation is 5x plus 4y equals 21. This is equation number 1. The second equation is 2x equals 3 minus y. This is equation number 2. So if we have these two equations, we need to make one variable. You can choose either x or y and make it the subject of the formula. Solve for it, and then we'll be able to solve for the other one. In this case, you need to try by all means to check which one would be easier to make the subject of the formula. And in this case, when I look at it, it's this y. We can make this y the subject of the formula. But you are not restricted from making x, from making this x, from making this y. You can make any of them the subject of the formula. You just need to make sure that whatever that you are doing is simple for you, so that you do not unnecessarily lose marks. All right. How do we make this y the subject of the formula? If we can transpose it to this other side, it's going to change the sign and be positive. Then we'll have positive y. And we transpose this one to the other side, we're going to have 3 minus 2x. And then this is our equation 3. Now that we have made y the subject of the formula and got our equation 3, let us take equation 3 and substitute into equation 1. You may be asking yourself, why are we substituting into equation 1 and not equation 2? The reason is because we found our equation 3 from equation 2, so we cannot go back and substitute into it. All right. We need to substitute onto equation 1 because we have not utilized equation 1. So what does this mean? When they say y equals 3 minus 2x, it means from equation 1, wherever we find y, we substitute it by 3 minus 2x. You will see what's going to happen. 4 into, instead of y, we say 3 minus 2x equals 21. So now you can see that we don't have mixed variable. We are only dealing with x. We which will make it much easier for us to solve these equations simultaneously. So this 5x, we write it as it is for now, and the 4 we multiply out what's in the brackets. 4 by 3 is 12. 4 times minus 2 is minus 8x. They are all equal to 21. All right. Now let us group the like terms. You can see here we've got 5x, here we've got 5x, here we've got a constant, and here we've got a constant. So let us take 12 to the other side, and it's going to change its sign. Then we're going to have 5x minus 8x. That's equal to minus 3x. Minus 3x equals 21 minus 12, that is 9, not 8 but 9. Okay, and here for us to get the value of x, we're going to divide both sides by minus 3, and these ones will cancel. We have seen previously how we get to cancel these ones, and 9 divided by 3 equals 3. So they said solve for x and y simultaneously, but now we've managed to solve for x, which is 3. How then do we solve for y? We are going to substitute this one. If you may, okay, let me write here. We are going to substitute, x equals 3 into equation 2, or you can use equation 2 or equation 3. Let us rather use equation 3. It's the same thing. We're going to get, whether you substitute here or here, you're still going to get the same answer. So right, I selected equation 3 because we already have y as the subject with the formula, and we're going to find y. So what does this mean? It means that wherever we find x, we're going to substitute by, no, I made a mistake. We were dividing by minus 3, and here it's going to be minus 3, and so is this one going to be. At least I've seen it before the end of the video. Minus 3. All right, I beg your pardon, please forgive me for that mistake. It's minus 3 because we're dividing both sides by minus 3. Fine. These are the kind of mistakes that you need to take heed of. You need to be very careful that you do not make these kind of mistakes, because otherwise you're going to lose all your marks from that step going down. You will lose all your marks. You'll be wrong. So that's what was going to happen with me if I were to be writing this exam. But fortunately, I saw it in time and I would have changed. All right. Now we said we are substituting x equals minus 3 into equation 3. Then what is equation 3? Y equals 3 minus 2. Wherever we find x, we put minus 3. So what does this mean? It means that 3 is still the same. Then minus 2 times minus 3 is positive 6, and the value of y equals 9. So we have managed to solve for y and x simultaneously. This is what they mean when they say solve simultaneously, and you've got your 4 full marks that you're not even sharing with anyone. So this is exactly what we were expected to do. Thank you very much for watching this video to this far. And what follows next is the contact details, the email address, the Facebook handle, the TikTok handle, the WhatsApp number. Please follow us, subscribe to this YouTube channel, Get Smart with Stanford, so that we can be able to reach even more learners. Follow us on Facebook at Get Smart with Stanford. Follow us on TikTok, Get Smart with Stanford, and also text me on WhatsApp whenever you feel like you need any assistance on 064 663 0943. you will be assisted. We've got our own lessons on weekends, so you can feel free to join us. You can feel free to join us, and trust me, you're going to be assisted. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Have a lovely one. Until we meet next time, please like, subscribe, comment, and share with your friends and anyone who would need this assistance. Thank you.